Ash Ketchum only just left the Pokemon anime, but there are already rumblings that he could possibly be coming back much sooner than expected. As you probably know, Pokemonsta Rikotoroi no Tabidachi, known as Pokemon Horizons in English, is the very first Pokemon anime series to switch up the show's main characters. Goodbye Pallet Town player number 1 and Yellow Mickey, hello Roy, Liko, and the Rising Volt Tacklers. Myself and many other core fans of the Pokemon anime have been having a blast with the show, but an article from the Japanese website Maijutsu Enta notes that the show's average household ratings in Japan are not looking hot by any means, with the show's premiere coming in at a mere 2.4%. The Maijutsu Enta article also points out that in addition to the loss of Ash and Pikachu, many viewers are chapped that the story's setup arc has progressed so slowly, and that the brooding and introverted Liko lacks the charisma of the cheerful and upbeat Ash Ketchum. The article then quotes an unnamed anime writer who apparently told Maijutsu Enta that dropping Ash was an attempt to rejuvenate the anime in response to the show's declining ratings, but that the ratings have not yet recovered, leaving the new series in a precarious situation. The unnamed writer then states that proposals for an Ash Ketchum comeback have already been floated by impatient members of the production team. The article adds that if the show fails to catch on, it could be terminated as early as 2 years from now. Supposedly lackluster TV ratings, a polarized response to the new characters, a disgruntled production team, everything just pointing towards Ash Ketchum coming back sooner rather than later. And it certainly is a possibility, but to be honest, although it is likely that the production team does have these kind of conversations and probably does have a contingency plan in place, at the same time I would take the Maijutsu Enta article and their unnamed source with a big fat grain of salt. Firstly, it's worth noting that the anime's TV ratings have been steadily declining for years now, despite having Ash and Pikachu at the helm. And even the recent Pokemon Journeys fanservice festival only hovered around the 2.0 mark over the course of its run. And the reality is that this is largely due to the shift from traditional TV to streaming services and other online options, so you can see this slip in TV ratings not just with Pokemon, but with virtually every other show, including the legendary Sazae-san, simply because people are finding different ways to watch their favorite shows. On that note, the anime's popularity ranking relative to other shows hasn't really dropped all that much over the years, and even last year it rang in as TV Tokyo's third most profitable anime. That said, it remains to be seen if Liko and Roy will succeed at maintaining that kind of profitability. After all, Liko and Roy are taking over from a beloved character with 25 years of goodwill and good lore to draw on, which is no easy task in the best of circumstances. I've certainly seen a big drop in the views of YouTubers covering the Pokemon anime, which isn't all that promising, but the new crew are building a brand from ground zero, and the show hasn't even been released outside of Japan yet, so it might simply take a year or two to build up a dedicated viewership. If you ask me, bringing Ash back into the main character role anytime soon would absolutely demolish the significance of his and Pikachu's so-called final chapter. But that said, it certainly has to be a card in hand should Pokemon Horizons crash and burn and Liko and Roy take the blame for it. Either way, I think we can almost guarantee that he will be back as a cameo character at some point in the next few years, and Ash or no Ash, we can only pray that Orla is here to stay.